I'm gonna show you the best IEMs for gaming you can get at every price range. No matter your budget, I will help you find the best pick for your needs. Let's go. First, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the under $30 range. Linsoul 7Hz X Chronicle 02. This IEM is a follow-up to the super popular original Zero, and honestly it sounds pretty different, in a good way if you like more warmth. They definitely boosted the bass here, making it punchier and more powerful, which feels great in games without totally losing the details. I found it really solid for gaming. Directional cues for things like footsteps came across clearly, and the soundstage felt decent enough for the price. Comfort is good, and thankfully they added a detachable cable this time around. The build is mostly plastic, and the included cable isn't amazing. But hey, for under $25, the sound punches way above its weight. If you like the idea of the first Zero but wanted more low-end kick and a warmer vibe for gaming and music, this is a fantastic choice. If you prioritize premium build materials or want the absolute most neutral tuning, maybe look elsewhere. Moondrop CAGU 2. This is Moondrop's second try at the super budget CAGU, and they nailed the landing, making it an easy recommendation under $20. They swapped the tuning for something much more fun and V-shaped with seriously impressive sub-bass for the price. It really adds some satisfying rumble and intensity to games. I found it works great for both pinpointing enemies in FPS titles and just getting lost in immersive single-player worlds. Impads feel weighty without making things muddy. Plus, they fixed the biggest complaint about the original. The cable is now detachable, and the metal shells feel comfy even for longer sessions. The build feels surprisingly solid, though the paint might chip over time, and some folks might find the upper mids a bit forward, or the treble slightly energetic on certain tracks. If you're just starting out or want a fun bassy yet capable gaming IEM on a super tight budget, grab this one. If you prefer a flatter, more neutral sound or are really sensitive to V-shaped signatures, you might want to consider other options. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $30 to $50 range. Linsoul Sonus. This IEM really surprised me with its clarity and detail, especially for the price, making me notice little sounds in music I hadn't before. The bass is clean and punchy enough, though if you're a hardcore bass head wanting that deep rumble, this might feel a bit polite. Vocals sound pretty natural and clear, maybe a touch thin for some preferences, but they sit nicely in the mix. Where it really shines for gaming is the technical stuff. You can pinpoint sounds well and the soundstage feels pretty open. However, the treble can be quite bright and sparkly, which I enjoyed for detail, but it might be a bit sharp or sibilant if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. I'd say grab this if you're diving into IEMs. Prioritize clarity and detail for music or gaming, and want great technical performance without breaking the bank. If you hate sharp treble or need booming bass, maybe look elsewhere. TKZK Oranos. This one immediately caught my eye with its looks. The razor shells with those rose gold flakes look way more premium than the price tag suggests. Sound-wise, it's super smooth and balanced. Nothing really jumps out aggressively, making it easy to listen for hours. The bass is definitely there, it has a nice presence, but it's controlled and doesn't muddy things up, keeping everything pretty natural. Comfort is mostly great thanks to the ergonomic shape, though I did notice the little wing on the shell could potentially bug some ears after a while. I think this is a fantastic choice if you want a comfortable, good-looking IEM with a relaxed, balanced sound that works well for pretty much any music genre or even gaming. If you crave intense bass, super sparkly highs, or find that wing shape uncomfortable based on other IEMs you've tried, you might want to pass. Next, we're going to take a look at the best options in the $50 to $70 range. SIMGOT EW300. This IEM packs a surprising bunch for its price, using a mix of 3 different driver types, which sounds pretty fancy but basically means it aims for a well-rounded sound. I found it has a really solid build quality with its metal shell and is comfortable enough for decent gaming sessions. One super cool thing is the detachable nozzles that let you tweak the sound. The gold one is specifically tuned for gaming, making stuff like footsteps and shots really clear and easy to place. The overall sound is quite refined and balanced, maybe a touch warm with good punchy bass and clear highs that aren't harsh. If you're a gamer looking for something that gives you an edge without spending a fortune, or you just like having options that change up the sound, I'd definitely grab this one. Maybe skip it if you're super picky about having the absolute tightest bass compared to much pricier sets, but honestly it's fantastic value. RTT10. This planar IEM really surprised me with how smooth and natural it sounds, especially for the price. Planars can sometimes sound a bit weird or metallic, but the T10 avoids that, delivering really nice, warm vocals that just pull you in. The bass goes deep and has that nice planar quickness, though it's more about rumble than hard punch. I found them really comfortable with their simple rounded shape, perfect for chilling out and listening for a while. The treble is clear but relaxed, so if you hate sharp highs, these are a dream, although maybe a bit too tame if you crave lots of sparkle. I'd say grab this if you're curious about planar sound but want something easygoing, warm, and great for vocals. Or if you're sensitive to harsh treble, you might want to look elsewhere if you need a huge soundstage or pinpoint instrument separation. And keep in mind they do sound better with a little extra power than just your phone's headphone jack. Next, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $70 to $100 range. Truthear Hexa. This is the Truthear Hexa, a really solid choice if you're after a balanced, neutral sound without breaking the bank. I found these incredibly comfortable to wear for long sessions, almost like they were custom made for my ears, and the isolation is seriously impressive. Great for blocking out distractions. The sound is super consistent and detailed, making vocals and instruments sound clear and present, though it's not exactly a bass cannon. If you love picking out details and prefer accuracy or need good isolation for commuting, these are definitely worth considering. However, if you crave that deep booming bass or a super wide immersive soundstage for gaming, these might feel a bit tame or intimate for you. Overall, they're a well-built, accurate-sounding IEM that many will enjoy, especially for focused music listening. SIMGOT EM6L. This is the SIMGOT EM6L, and honestly, if you're a gamer looking for an IEM in this price range, I think this is one of the best bets right now. SIMGOT really tuned these with gaming in mind, focusing on accurate soundstage positioning and imaging, which I found awesome for pinpointing footsteps and environmental sounds in games. They're super comfortable for long gaming sessions too, lightweight with great noise isolation that really helps immersion. Music sounds great as well. They have this enjoyable warm neutral tuning with good bass and mids, making them a fantastic all-arounder for both music and gaming. They might not have the absolute best treble sparkle or the fanciest accessories, but for versatility and especially performance in games, these are hard to beat. If you need top-tier resolution above all else or want a brighter sound, maybe look elsewhere. But for most people, especially gamers wanting an affordable edge, these are a killer option. Finally, we're gonna take a look at the best options in the $100 plus range. Fiio FH3. This IEM totally surprised me with its sound, especially coming in around $130. I've got this really fun, lively V-shaped tuning with seriously punchy bass thanks to that beryllium driver. Some reviewers even called it God bass. While the bass is definitely the star, the mids don't get totally lost in some V-shaped sets. Vocals still come through nicely. For gaming, the imaging is actually stellar, making it easy to pinpoint sounds. I'd recommend this if you love impactful bass and want something energetic for music and gaming. However, if you prefer a more natural sound, the balanced armature drivers for the highs can sound a bit metallic to some ears, and a few people found them uncomfortable after wearing them for a while. Truthear Nova. This one aims squarely at the Harman Target sound, and honestly it nails it pretty well for under $200, especially if that's your preferred tuning. The Nova brings impressive sub-bass rumble that's awesome for immersive games and movies, really impactful without getting muddy. Vocals sound clear and forward, and the technical performance like detail retrieval and instrument separation is really solid for the price. I found it great for general gaming and media watching, offering pinpoint imaging that helps in shooters. I'd grab this if you're a Harman fan or want that deep sub-bass impact and great clarity for gaming. Just be aware that Harman tuning means the mid-bass is slightly scooped, and the upper mids can sound a bit shouty or fatiguing to some people depending on the track and your sensitivity. Also, while the imaging is good, the soundstage felt a bit narrow for a hyper-competitive FPS compared to some others, and that big bass could be distracting in those scenarios. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you found this video to be helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. Alright, peace out.